Exodus, Shemoth, chapter 33. And Yah said to Moshe, Come, go up from here, you and the people whom you have brought out of the land of Mitzrayim, or Egypt, to the land of which I swore to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob, saying, To your seed I give it. And I shall send my messenger before you, and I shall drive out the Canaanite, and the Amorites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Phevitites, and the Jebusites. To a land flowing with milk and honey, for I do not go up in your midst because you are a stiff-necked people, or else I'll consume you on the way. And when the people heard this evil word, they mourned, and no one put on his ornaments. Yah said to Moshe, Say to the children of Israel, You are a stiff-necked people. Should I go up in your midst for one moment, I'll consume you. Now take off your ornaments, and I shall know what to do to you. So the children took off their ornaments on Mount Horeb. Moshe took his tent and pitched it outside, far from the camp, and called it the tent of appointment. And it came to be that everyone who sought Yah went out to the tent which was outside the camp. And it came to be whenever Moshe went out to the tent that all the people rose, and each man stood at his tent door and watched Moshe until he entered the tent. And it came to be when Moshe entered that the column of the cloud descended and stood at the door of the tent, and he spoke with Moshe. And all the people saw the column of cloud standing at the tent door. And the people rose and bowed themselves, each one. Thus Yah spoke to Moshe face to face as a man speaks to his friend. And he would return to the camp, but his servant Yahoshua, son of Nun, a young man, did not leave the tent. Moshe said to Yah, See, you are saying to me, Bring up this people, but you have not made known to me whom you would send with me. Though you have said, I know you by name, and you have also found favor in my eyes. Now please, if I have found favor in your eyes, show me your way. Let me know you, so that I can find favor in your eyes, and consider that this nation is your people. And he said, My presence goes, and I shall give you rest. He said, If your presence not going, do not lead us up from here. For how then shall it be known that I have found favor in your eyes, I and your people, except you go with us? We shall be distinguished, I and your people, for all the people who are upon the face of the earth. And Yah said to Moshe, Even this word you have spoken I shall do, for you have found favor in my eyes, and I do know you by name. And he said, Please show me your esteem. I shall cause all my goodness to pass before you, and I shall proclaim the name of Yah before you, and I shall favor him whom I favor, and shall have compassion on him whom I have compassion. And he said, See, you are unable to see my face, for no man sees me and lives. And Yah says, See, there is a place with me, and you shall stand on the rock. And it shall be while my esteem passes by, that I shall put you in the cleft of the rock, and cover you with my hand while I pass by. Then I shall take away my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen. Shemoth chapter 34. And Yah said to Moshe, Cut 2 tablets of stone like the first ones, and I shall write on these tablets the words that were on the first, which you broke. Be ready in the morning. You shall come up in the morning to Mount Sinai, and present yourself to me. Let no man come up with you, and let no man be seen in all the mountain. Let not even the flock or the herd feed in front of that mountain. And he cut 2 tablets of stone like the first ones, and Moshe rose early in the morning, went up to Mount Sinai, as Yah commanded. And he took 2 tablets of stone in his hand, and Yah came down in the cloud, stood with him there, and proclaimed the name Yahuwah. And Yah passed before him and proclaimed, Yahuwah, Yahuwah, and El, compassionate and showing favor, patient and great in kindness and truth, watching over kindness for thousands, forgiving wickedness and transgression and sin, but by no means leaving unpunished, visiting the wickedness of the fathers upon the children and the children's children to the third and fourth generation. Moshe heard and bowed himself toward the earth and did obey, and said, If now I have found favor in your eyes, O Yahuwah, I pray, let Yah go out on in our midst, even though we are a stiff-necked people. Forgive our wickedness, our sin, and take us as your inheritance. And he said, See, I am making a covenant before all your people. I am going to do wonders such as I have not done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all of the people among whom you are shall see the work of Yah, for what I am doing with you is awesome. Guard what I command you today. See, I am driving out from before you the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Hittites and Perizzites and Hivites and the Jebusites. Guard yourselves unless you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land where you are going, or else there will be a snare in your midst. But break down their altars, destroy their pillars, cut down their Asherim, and you do not bow yourselves to another mighty one. For Yahuwah, whose name is jealous, is a jealous El. And if you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they whore after their mighty ones, and slaughter to their mighty ones, and one of them invites you, and you eat of his slaughterings, you take of his daughters for your sons, and his daughters whore after their mighty ones, and make your sons whore after their mighty ones. Do not make a molded mighty one for yourselves. Guard the festival of Masoph for 7 days. You eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you, in the appointed time of the month of Aviv, because in the month of Aviv you came out from Mitzrayim. Everyone opening the womb is mine, and every male firstborn among your livestock, whether bull or sheep. But the firstborn of a donkey you ransom with a lamb. And if you do not ransom, then you shall break his neck. And every firstborn of your sons you shall ransom, and they shall not appear before me empty-handed. 6 days you work, but on the 7th day you rest. In plowing time and in harvest you rest. And perform the festival of Shavuot for yourselves of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the festival of ingathering at the turn of the year. 3 times in the year all of your men are to appear before the Adon Yahuwah, the Elohim of Israel. For I dispossess nations before you, and shall enlarge your borders. Let no one covet your land when you go up to appear before Yahuwah, your Elohim, 3 times in the year. Do not offer the blood of my slaughterings with leaven, and do not let the slaughterings of the festival of the Pesach remain until morning. Bring the first of the firstfruits of your land to the house of Yahuwah your Elohim. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, Write these words, for according to the mouth of these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. And he was there with Yah for 40 days and 40 nights, and he did not eat bread, he did not drink water. He wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 words. And it came to be, when Moshe came down from Mount Sinai, while the 2 tablets of the witness were in his hand, he came down the mountain, and he did not know that the skin of his face shone, since he had spoken with him. Aaron and all the children looked at Moshe and saw the skin of his face was shining, and they were afraid to come near him. Moshe called out to them, and Aaron and all of the rulers returned, and Moshe spoke. And afterward all the children of Israel came near. He commanded them all that Yah had spoken. And when Moshe ended speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. Whenever Moshe went in before Yah to speak with him, he would remove the veil until he came out. And when he came out, he spoke to the children what he had been commanded. And the children of Israel would see the face of Moshe, that the skin of Moshe's face shone. And Moshe would put the veil on his face again until he went in to speak with him.